come and go at any moment instead of actually staying in my home. And what is the benefit there? Tell me the benefit of that.
Well,
Because if we can't afford this place, what makes you think we can afford a Section 8 house? Yes, they're based on income, but when Jim starts to make more money, then we're going to have to move. And the moving part, I don't think anybody understands how physically challenged I am these days. But the moving part, that's the part that I'm the most concerned about. Having to pack and unpack and pack and repack and not find things and not be able to do things for months because I'm still packing and repacking and I can't cook a proper meal. And I gotta live on chicken nuggets and ramen soup because I can't find a damn thing. It's not just about moving and being able to afford rent in a cheaper place.
okay.
Okay?
Yes, Rebecca, we're gonna stop because if I keep on talking right now the way I want to talk, some people are gonna think I'm just rattling on, and I'm.
So I can't say what I wanted to say.
No, it's not that I'm trying to stop you from talking, saying what you want to say. This is your
I'm not being
channel.
sarcastic.
I just it is mom's house. Mom can do as she wishes if she wanted to sell it out from underneath us, but I know that's not mom's desire or MO or whatever you want to call it. You know, I want to make this a house. I want it to be back. Um, I want it to be, you know, the calm, cool collective house that we were trying to make it into. Jerry and I just really don't need to be bombarded by a lot of different things.
Well, I want to finish. Can I just say at least one thing? It's
Sure.
not to actually finish, it's just to say. So, we've talked a lot about, like, I know mom. I've lived with mom. She's been my mother in law for 25 years. I've known her for 26 years, almost. I mean, we're a couple of months shy of that kind of those numbers. If she didn't have your influence and she said, listen, guys, I really need to move out, we would have been like, no problem, mom, let's do this, let's further. She would help us stay here. She has not, other than paying the mortgage that first month because she was leaving a week before and she thought it couldn't change and blah, blah, blah. That's it. Everything that I've asked her to help us do to get to this place, not done. Kiboshed, negative, because I'm pretty sure that her mind is poisoned of me. For sure, 100%. Everything I've asked you to help us, like, could you please take out this loan? Could you do this to help us with this? Could you help this with us? All this stuff that's to help us to buy this house. It's done. You've been not willing to do any of that. And that part is where I know that that's not mom. You know what I mean? This is the lady who, when we first moved here, you know, here's $100 for your anniversary. Go do something fun. This is the lady who, before we moved here, Jim lived here after my father died to try to set up house because we thought we'd have to move earlier. And she gave him money to come home and spend 10-year anniversary. That's the mom that I've had. That's my mother-in-law. That's the woman that I've known for this long. And this isn't her anymore. And I know it's because you guys have convinced her that I've taken advantage of her in some way. And when we talk privately, she's like, I tell them, I said no. I tell them that's not true. But it's hard to think that if she doesn't really believe that, then why are you treating us so differently? If they haven't influenced you, what's causing you to treat us so differently? Like, we haven't, been abusive. We haven't done anything horrible. Like, we don't steal from you. We don't withhold love or make pepper in all of our food. We don't try to starve you to death or freezing her out. I don't try to freeze her out. That just comes along with my hot nature and her cold nature, or vice versa. But other than that, yeah. So
And see, I don't see the change. I'm sorry.
you don't really?
I think because I have had my mind set on move.
Yeah, but I said if you would have told us without their influence
I did.
that you wanted no, if you would've told them, before you talked to all these ladies, no, you didn't. You didn't know, you were talking to them way before all of this happened, we were all gonna move to Colorado together, remember?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, so if you would've just said to like us, look, this is, we tried to find a place here, and then place in St. James was great, and then, Salem was great, and then that fell through, and then, just a lot of stuff, yeah, let's go look at a place, let's go look at a place that you can afford. Let's take over everything here, we can do it, we can make it work, we've got assistants, we've got food stamps, we've got friends, we've got whatever we can do, I've got to sell stuff, I can sell stuff. Whatever I gotta do to get the stuff done, but we talked about possibly like, so that I can put a big chunk into my debt consolidation program, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. And that got kiboshed. You did try to do a HELOC, but that was, things were different then anyway. But anyway, yeah, just a lot of stuff. Like, normally I think you would normally help us,
It's kind of between, I really can't, I don't see how I can, and
no, this was before you moved. Sorry. This was before you moved. Yeah, sorry.
well, after the plumbing fiasco.
Yeah.
It took me for quite some time to build up enough to think about moving.
It's 15 months, 8 months, was that what it was by the time you were ready to start moving?
Something like that.
And that was without us, that was like, cause we tried to move before that, that's when Salem fell between that 7 months or whatever. Like going.
Well, that in fact, we found out that Salem did not have proper electrical wiring, and that's one of the reasons why I let that house go.
Well, it was so under budget, that wasn't a big deal, even if it was $20,000 for wiring, that would have been well worth it, and well in our budget too. But yeah, I got you.
I,
Sweetie?
You said go within our budget.
Yeah, Jim's in our budget,
Oh,
cause you were gonna get a tiny house for nothing.
yeah, and then decided that it was not enough room, besides being told that under 3 acres, it's almost impossible.
Okay. But anyhow, yeah.
I wanna ask you a question, Jerry, since we're doing all this stuff that I didn't want to, but why are you wanting to stay in this house besides moving someplace else or moving to a different?
Just made a home here. You know me, I didn't move 1,000 places like you guys did when you were little. I lived at 481, I spent a small time at the apartment, I spent a small time at mom's house, and I've lived here. Took me a long time to get this homey feeling,
Okay,
Plus I don't have the energy and strength and all that stuff. Is that what you meant by the moving part?
yeah, it's
Okay.
like, what's keeping us here when we might be able to find something that is comfortable for us and affordable, but it's not like a million miles away from home,
Not, just moving, that's it.
just moving.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense, because if you have enough money to pay people to basically
But we
move,
don't.
we don't
Oh.
right now,
Okay.
but if the house sells,
Yeah, there'll be something there probably.
and we're buying, let's say we're buying a nice house or a nice piece of plan, or a nice piece of property that we can have a
Well,
garden and whatnot.
Unless the market has switched, I don't imagine that
We
there would
haven't
be
been
anything
looking.
left over after the house sells.
We haven't been looking.
No, the market for people to buy this house. What the real estate agent thinks we should sell it for versus what's left on the loan. There won't be really anything left afterwards.
Do we know that?
Not 100% because, somebody can come in and say, hey, I'll pay 3 times what it's worth type. I know miracles happen. But no, like logistically speaking, that's what, when the real estate agent says what it's worth and what the loan's left on it, and after closing costs and inspections and there might not be anything left. Or much of anything left.
Okay, well, okay. But
No, talk to me.
let's say we can get what we desire for this house.
Mhm.
You know, and the new house is gonna cost us $1,000 less.
Unless what?
$1,000 less than what this house is
A
being
month,
sold for.
a year, what are we talking about? The whole selling price?
Yeah, the selling price and then how much it would cost to pay for another place.
See, I'm not trying to embarrass you on camera, but this is the kind of math stuff that you don't get. I'm sorry. So
What don't I get?
if okay, so this house is, the bank values it at $260,000. I'm picking numbers, Mom, and I don't know their real numbers. The house is valued at $260,000. The mortgage is $180,000 left on the loan, so there's like that would potentially be $80,000. But when they say it only sell for $230,000, that's only $50,000 in profit, but it won't be profit because after the closing costs and after the taxes and X, Y, and Z, the bill probably might just be enough to cover Mom's credit card from the plumbing. That being said, if we could find a place that was $90,000 and it was fixed up, ready to move in, something we can afford.
Oh, Ethel.
Hi, Ethel, sweetheart. Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Okay. Well, I even just got a message here. Heavy Mama would be willing to come down and help us.